You wanted an incredible match. You've just got it in the Asian Games amidst the highest drama tension that you can ever muster up. And in the end, India have gotten the better of Pakistan. Yes, breaking news. India have secured the gold medal in the men's team squash event in an absolutely pulsating encounter against Pakistan. Super thrilling. And there is also a 2019, not in the squash sport, but in the
Wimbledon.
tennis analogy also. Because if you have 2-1, that's the margin, but that doesn't tell you the entire story. How thrilling it was. India had to fight the odds and they had to overcome plenty of difficulties to ensure that they got to the gold medal. So basically, in the first game, what happened? Mahesh Mangaonkar, he unfortunately lost after a good fight that he had shown against his Pakistani opponent, but he could not convert on certain opportunities. There were some missed, you may say, scoring shots, and there were some impediments, and that's why he lost that game. But after that, India's best squash player currently at this time, Saurav Ghoshal, led the charge, and he put on a straight sets display to win game 2 comprehensively.
But
1-1.
even there, in the final game at one point,
Yep.
and this is where I think Pakistan will come to regret all of this, is that they were on 2 championship points. And that
Yes.
was what Siddharth was pointing out being the 2019 reference. It's very much similar to what Federer was in that Wimbledon final. 2
Yep.
championship points, ended up on the losing side. That's exactly what happened to Pakistan,
Yes.
because all of us were prepared at that point that, okay, look, 2 championship points or 2 gold medal
Yeah.
points, there's no way he's losing it from here. Incredibly, we ended up
did.
winning 4 straight points
Yes.
from there on to ensure that in fact the gold medal comes home to India.
And not just that, I mean, if you look at it between Noor Zaman and Abhay Singh, remember that was a deciding game. Now with Saurav Ghoshal winning, it was going to be one of the most tightly contested events. So what
Yeah.
happened? Noor Zaman was actually leading 2-1. But in the 4th set, it was Abhay Singh who came back. He rode back into form, and that's why at 7-all, at 8-all, it could have been anybody's game.
Exactly.
But Noor Zaman then took a 10-8 lead. We all were wondering, okay, it's game over probably.
Yeah, because that's how the rule is, right? It's first to 11 and you need to have a gap of 2 points. 10-8 means he just needed 1 point,
1 point.
and comfortably he was done and dusted. The gold medal was theirs. But to
Abhay
lose
Singh
4
refused
straight
to let
points,
go.
4 straight points thereafter.
That was an epic choke from Pakistan. 10-8, they were leading. They could have just held their nerve and managed to win. But unfortunately, it was one of the best comebacks that Abhay Singh in his short career. Remember, Abhay Singh was ranked slightly lower than his Pakistani counterpart, but still, it was a tremendous effort, and he refused to lie down. Just won 4 straight points. 10-10, you had to have a 2-point difference, and that's why he won the game spectacularly. 12-10, the cheers that are there, and now 8 years later, after Incheon 2014, India have gotten the gold medal in the men's team event. Remember, squash, if you looked at it so far in the Asian Games, there was disappointment in Joshna Chinnappa and the team losing out to Hong Kong, and those are the same. And remember, India versus Pakistan in the league stages also, it had been a very good encounter. And
Yeah, and that time unfortunately was India who were on the losing
losing
side,
end.
which is why you knew for a fact that this was not going to be an easy game. In fact, to point out what Sarat Chandra Yalamarthi is asking, and I think we can delve into some history there, he's saying that are Pakistan really a good squash team or they simply played well today? Sarat Chandra, they are a very good squash team, not just right now, but even from a historical perspective, squash has always been one of their top sports.
Yes, I mean, come on. I mean, Sarat Chandra, just look back to the 80s and the 90s until the 21st century start. There were 2 Pakistani players who dominated unlike any other player in the history of the sport. Jahangir Khan and Jansher Khan. Now remember, Jahangir, if he was considered to be the best ever, Jansher Khan stepped up, and boy, Jansher Khan changed the entire face of squash with his dominant display. I mean, he had a win-loss percentage of 94% in his decade, 15-year-long career. I mean, that is the dominance that Jansher Khan had, and Jahangir, you thought 94 was high, he was 91. That is the amount of brilliance that Pakistan had. But yet again, just like their hockey, how hockey slid off, squash also, for lack of funds and all the kind of, despite all the efforts, all the international success, they just could not make it. And that's why Pakistan, they have a pedigree, but yes, they have slid down the rankings. India today played inspired squash.
Yeah, exactly. They had to play out of their skins, as we noted, because again, the first game ended up losing. Thanks very much in part to Saurav Ghoshal actually winning that second game. Were you in? Otherwise, you were done and dusted. It wouldn't have even mattered going into the third.
Exactly.
Because if it were not for Saurav Ghoshal winning it, you wouldn't have had the chance for Abhay Singh to make that comeback. That is
Exactly.
that was how close it
It's
was.
a fantastic achievement.
No
No
two
two
ways
ways about
about
it.
it.
Pakistan have been the dominant power in squash. India just coming up. And the way how Abhay Singh, remember that name, Abhay Singh, he was the one who ensured that he won 4 straight points. And Pakistan had to face heartbreak yet again in the Asian Games. India, for all of you joining us now, India are the proud gold medal winners in the men's team event in an absolutely roller coaster pulsating squash encounter. It was a thriller for the ages, and as Shane pointed out, 2019 analogies. Roger Federer had 4, he had 2 championship points.
Championship points.
2 championship points, he squandered it, and
Same
Novak
thing
Djokovic
happens,
won.
yeah.
Same thing happened. 10-8. India were trailing 8-10, and they won 12-10. It is the comeback of the ages, I think. If you want to talk about what is the best gold medal, I think this tops it. There might be lots more medals coming up, especially gold, because athletics has begun and the gold rush has just begun at this point in time for
Absolutely.
India. So, let us catch our
That
breath
is the
for some
breaking news,
time, yeah.
but plenty more going to be happening through the day. So if you want to know all that is, please stay tuned to Sports Today. We'll bring you all of the latest coverage. Thanks so much right now, though, for joining us. Stay tuned, and of course, download the SportsTech app. You'll get all of these updates, the tip of your fingers. Follow us on social media as well. For now, though, from Siddharth and me, it's bye-bye, but stay tuned.
And let's celebrate.